We're Trent Allie, and today a crane is coming to set our ridge beam so we can start working on the roof. This is the last time the crane will ever be here, hopefully, unless something goes really wrong. Today's video is sponsored by LL Bean. We'll share more about them later, but first, everyone has been looking forward to today. High consequence, high stress, high pressure. It's a big day. And no one expected it to be this devastating. No! Oh my God!
Good morning. Today we're actually starting off the day by getting in a little hike. We're doing a little bit of exploring in our new backyard. We're working really hard to try and get this house done, especially before winter sets in. However, we got to take a little bit of time for ourselves.
So even though the seasons are changing and it's definitely colder and crisper this morning, LL Bean sent us some really warm clothes. We're feeling nice and cozy, and today's video is sponsored by LL Bean. LL Bean helps us enjoy nature. Even when it's cold or windy, we know we'll stay warm and be glad we got moving outside. LL Bean believes that the more time we spend outside together, the better. That's why they design products that make it easy for us to experience all the outdoors has to offer, no matter what the season. Their holiday sales make gifting easy. You might even find something for yourself. As the temperatures drop, some of our favorites have been LL Bean's warm jackets, fleece-lined leggings and sweaters, plush winter slippers, and Trent's even been dressing up in these warm flannels. Honestly, I pretty much live in this blanket these days. It's so nice to come back in from the cold and be warm and cozy. We have heat, we have propane, it's amazing. Honestly, LL Bean has everything we need to stay cozy and comfortable.
So if you guys want to pick up anything from LL Bean so that you can stay cozy and warm throughout the winter, click the link in our description or go to llbean.com. Thanks again to LL Bean for sponsoring today's video. Now, we got to get started finishing this roof.
Honestly, a little fresh air this morning was really important because the stress is high today. In a couple hours, a crane is coming. We're having the ridge beam set on the roof. And of course, there are a million things already going wrong this morning. There's a small amount of sheathing that we still have to finish on the walls. We're trying to get it done before the crane gets here. And these guys just realized they're out of sheets for sheathing.
Got a lot of scabs. The only full sheet we have left, and there's basically a hole in it. And then we got all these little scab pieces, so hopefully we can scrounge up enough scraps to get this wall put together.
There's not a lot of talking going on this morning. It's kind of just tense and quiet. These guys are trying to work really fast to finish up the sheathing on the house, and I'm just getting this area ready for when the crane truck gets here. This is the last time the crane will ever be here, hopefully, unless something goes really wrong. And it should fit seamlessly in the little beam pockets that they've created, but we won't really know until we try to put it in there. We've got about 25 minutes, and then they should be here. How stressed are you for this?
I mean, I'm pretty stressed, but like, I know the crane guys do this all the time, so yeah. They're the ones with the experience. We're just here to like kind of tell them what to do, and they're basically gonna put it in the place we need it to go in. I'm just kind of concerned that if it needs any persuading to get into the beam pockets, it's gonna be difficult and it's gonna be high off the ground, but I think we got this.
Oh boy. Are you guys ready? They are early. Here they come. Oh my goodness. This is exciting. Okay, luckily it's the exact same crane operator from last time. He's a great guy. He knows exactly how to operate this crane, which is a huge plus. We're just kind of getting him situated, and hopefully this goes nice and smooth. I'm excited.
We don't have a ladder tall enough to get to the other gable end, so we'll have to like kind of guide this end in and use a rope over there, and then once it's set, I'll just have to shimmy across the beam.
Do some rock climbing, some beam climbing. Our friend Sean dropped off some rock climbing gear the other day. He is a really experienced rock climber, and so are we. Trent and I actually have lots of our own rock climbing gear, but it's all stuck in the van in Argentina, which doesn't help us at all doing the roof. So luckily, Sean's gear is coming in very handy, and I think we are not even testing it out. I'm a little nervous. We're just gonna try it on and hope it works today.
We're just using sketchy gear, but better than nothing.
That'll be the inside of the beam.
Stress is high.
I think we're getting ready to move. Things are happening. It's hard because last time the crane was here, there were a couple different crane people to help oversee things. Today, it's just the crane operator. There's not gonna be like another person guiding or spotting for where the beam needs to sit. Kevin is not here today. So really the pressure is just falling on us. Hopefully we know what we're doing. Trent and the crane operator are going through hand signals right now to make sure they know how to communicate with each other from far away. High consequence, high stress, high pressure. But if everything goes well, we'll be that much closer to roofing, to getting dried in. It's a big day. You're going right here? Yeah, I'm ready. Okay, step one is just moving the beam from the side of the road closer up to the house. If this goes well, maybe we'll have a chance for the rest of the day. You good, Trent? Be careful, Trent!
Like a 10,000-pound ball of steel.
Oh boy. Scary. Oh my goodness. This thing is huge.
This is it, Dad.
Run! You're doing so good.
Thank you.
Oh! 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 Oh no! Oh no! No! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Trent, get out of the way!
The beam kind of bumped into the house, and then it slid on one of the straps, and it kind of knocked that gable wall off the side of the sunroom. But I think other than that, everything is okay.
We need to check that the big wall is okay before we set the beam in it though.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
That was scary. I was up on the scaffold and I just hear a big crash. I didn't know what was happening.
Oh, you couldn't see it?
No, I turned around and saw the wall flailing and the beam almost falling. It was intense.
Yeah. Did it look like this wall moved at all?
couldn't tell. I turned around after it had already hit and did the damage.
Okay. I'm just worried about this wall not being secure anymore to hold the beam. But it doesn't look like it detached anywhere. It's just the gable end wall in the sunroom.
Yeah, as long as you can't see any noticeable gaps, we should be fine.
Okay. It's really not turning into the morning we wanted it to be. Oh my God. That's destroyed. This is completely destroyed. Everything is knocked off. Oh my God, this whole wall. And we just ran out of sheathing this morning. We don't have any extra lumber. Expensive. Hopefully that was the worst thing that happens this morning. We are prepping the beam on the ground in front of the house and about to lift it up onto the roof now. I was planning on filming from inside the house to get a really cool angle of the ridge beam being set in place, but I just don't think that's safe and I don't trust this crane right now. So I will be way outside the house filming from a distance.
Good call.
This is intense. Obviously that was like almost worst case scenario. The fact that it broke the sunroom wall is the only silver lining here, because if it would have broke the gable end wall, we would just be screwed. There's no other way to put it. Nothing.
All right, here we go. You guys be careful. You're in the tree, Trent. Yeah, Trent, you're way low.
Hold the beam down crooked.
Oh! No. Be careful, Trent. Now the guideline is off too. Now Trent has to somehow try to get another guideline up on this beam. Just don't let go, Brandon. Loop it over. Yes! Nice! Beautiful. This is extremely stressful. We're not getting it in the beam pockets. I don't know if it's because these beam pockets are too tight. Oh, now you're back out. You guys are doing great. Brandon's got guidelines on his now. Yeah! Yeah! How's it look, Brandon? Is it in a good spot?
Good enough.
That was terrifying. What a morning.
I'm scared.
That was so intense.
For you?
For me.
Cow.
All I can say is this was not a great day to have skipped breakfast. Now that the beam is set in place, after lots of finagling, it was probably just a couple minutes for you guys, but we've been here for a very, very long time. They have to go up and nail everything in place, make sure it's secure, and then Trent, I'm guessing, has to climb all the way up to the middle of the ridge beam and undo all the straps. The stress is not over.
Me imagino tus labios, pero en otra mujer. Por más que quiera, la distancia no se acaba. ¿Qué harías si tus manos volvieran otra vez? O si el amor que un día te tuve fuera más grande que las nubes, fuera más grande que las nubes. Otra vez, tú te vas.
So now we've got the beam set. So it looks like everything going as planned. I just have to climb out here and unhook these straps and this hook. I've got my safety equipment, so don't worry, everyone. Ah!
Splinters?
Crotch slivers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, careful.
Oh, they're deep.
Oh!
Ah! If it wasn't a total amateur that built all these walls, I would be totally secure right now. But it's just the fact that I know that guy had no idea what he's doing.
Where are you going? Go backwards.
I have to work this end, Allie.
Oh my god. I forgot about that.
Goodbye, tanto que te deseé, una pelea en la cabeza me imaginé, donde hasta viejito serás mi mujer, hasta que decidiste largarte otra vez, yo te quería para mí, cambiaste la vida y solo.
You yank that down?
Well, it's like wrapped around your rope.
You gonna try and toss me a knife? Nice throw.
Good catch. There you go.
Is that all of it?
Yeah, you're good.
Por ser ingenuo vio lo que me metí, la calle sin salida me olía a ti, yo te dio tan
Nice and gentle. There you go. Yeah. Good job, Trent. Very nice.
What a nightmare. I'm sure a lot of you framers or contractors or just anybody that's done anything like this before can see our giant mistake that we just made. And it's really frustrating, but after the beam fell over there, we were like in a rush and it was just crazy. And I felt for the rounded edge and the square edge, and I mistakenly put the square edge down. You can see right here, it says top, and the top goes on the top. Structurally, I don't think it actually makes any difference whatsoever. It's just that the bottom, the corners are rounded so that they slide into your beam pocket easier. These corners are square, which is probably another reason we had such a hard time getting it into the beam pocket. But we did it, man.
We did it, you guys.
It's over.
Good job.
Success.
Bring in the roofing crew, huh?
Yeah, please, 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 let's get a roofing crew.
Every time you shimmied across there, the whole
Wall
wall.
doing this.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
that was terrifying.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're okay.
yeah. I knew I would be fine, but it was pretty intense.
We probably want a new sheet for that.
Does it need to be tied into the both walls, or?
This is a better way to build it, but you know, just butting sheets together and nailing them is going to hold it just as good as the sheet running through. It has to be a full sheet across the over hole for that.
Trying to work on getting this repaired then. I'll send you some photos right now. You can let me know what you think.
Okay, yeah, I'll look at them and give you my opinion.
All right. Thank you, Kevin.
Okay,
All right, we'll talk to you later.
bye.
Bye. This sucks. I wish Curtis was here.
Why?
So we just have him like push it back in place with his machine and then we can nail everything.
The crane just left and we are on and off the phone with Kevin, trying to send him photos and videos of what just happened and kind of assess next steps. The crane company is honestly incredible, and this could happen to anybody, and it could have been much worse, honestly. So we're not really trying to blame anybody. We're just trying to figure out what to do from here, since this is kind of a blow to our timeline for sure. But the best part is that the beam is installed. It's upside down, but we're gonna go with that, giving it a little bit of character. Maybe it'll look really cool in the end. We're starting to just like kind of come down from the adrenaline of this morning. So honestly, it turned out almost as good as possible. And even with this kind of blow to the wall over here, it could have been a much worse wall. It could have been one of the walls where the beam was supposed to slide into. This is best case scenario for having something like this happen today.
You say that something's got to give. You say it's one way to live.
Trying to knock off some of this extra sheeting that's broken, and we're trying to get all of the framing members back in line so that we can nail them together so that the wall is held together in one piece again, and then we're gonna have to replace the sheathing that's broken.
I think we must push through the gray. Hold me closer than the wind. Let me be the orchid.
Well guys, I think it goes without saying, today could have gone a lot better, but it also could have been catastrophically worse. That beam could have hit the big gable wall and broke it. The beam could have fell inside the house and broke through the floor. I mean, the damage that was sustained is pretty significant, but I think we're going to be able to repair it in, a day or so, and it's not going to be extremely expensive. It was just very unfortunate. And most people that are like framing a house or building something like this, if something like that happens, it's like, oh no, that's going to take extra time. But we're like emotionally attached. Like we're pouring our blood, sweat, and tears into building this house. So watching that beam come down was like, I felt like I was crumbling on the inside. Like it was just happening in slow motion, and it was just like, no, and like just watching it break apart. It was just like, it sounds really dramatic, but it was like pretty devastating, honestly. We're gonna get it repaired tomorrow. Me and Brandon are gonna put in some work. Today is getting close to the end of October, and my family's weird, and my sister's here in town, so we're having Thanksgiving today because my family is not going to be together on Thanksgiving. So even though Halloween hasn't happened yet, we're having Thanksgiving tonight. We're getting ready to head over to my sister's house right now. We are a little late. We didn't have time to make our dish for Thanksgiving because of the catastrophe that happened today, but I'm excited to see my family.
Things could be worse. They could be a lot better. We've had a lot of time to think about what's been going on and what's happened in the last 24 hours.
Last night we went and had our Thanksgiving dinner with my family. We got to see my sister and her kids that live in Wisconsin. It was amazing. We had a really fun time. We almost forgot about the turmoil that took place earlier yesterday. But now as we came back last night, I started doing more research, and I'm sure a lot of you have probably already commented or have already yelled at your screen that the beam cannot be upside down. And we called our structural engineer last night and asked him. He said he was going to get back to us today, but I'm pretty convinced we need to call the crane company. We need to have them come back out. We need to remove the beam, make sure it's the right direction, reinstall it.
The fact that we're running against winter, which this weekend it's actually supposed to snow for real. We've had a couple dustings so far. The high today is like 40 degrees. I think the high on Sunday is like 10.
26th.
26th. It's like happening. Winter is coming, which we've been planning for, and now we're just completely sideswiped off track of what we've been planning for. We have to do major damage control on the wall today. But I think the bigger issue is that we need the crane to come back.
So
We can't even start roofing until we get this beam flipped. And we were really going to use today and tomorrow to like knock out a lot of the roof. And I don't think we can at all.
we're pretty disadvantaged, and this is a big struggle. We're not losing sight of the goal, and I still have faith in us. But today, me and Brandon are going to start repairing the wall that was damaged. I'm going to call the crane company here in a minute, try to get them to come back either today or tomorrow. I'm going to have to shimmy across the beam, remove all the nails we put in, pull the beam out, set it down on the ground, flip it around. Then we're going to have to reinstall the beam right side up. Then everything will be correct, and then we can start doing the roof, hopefully next week.
We had a really good conversation with my parents last night, and they help us keep things in perspective. And my dad was saying, above all, you need to prioritize safety over speed, which we completely agree with, even though we are trying to go as fast as humanly possible. We are trying to be really safe and make sure that when the crane comes back, we have a lot of spotters, we have guide ropes, we have harnesses that are double and triple checked.
I mean, Allie says that, like, while we were trying to put the beam in the pocket, there was a catastrophe. But that's not even the case. The beam actually fell when nobody was guiding, nobody was instructing. The beam was just supposed to be being moved closer to the building, so we don't need all that stuff that Allie said.
Yes,
me and Brandon can definitely do it, and I think we probably will. I doubt Kevin will be available, and who knows who they'll send with the crane, but first things first today, we got to call the crane company. You guys came out with the boom truck and did some work for us yesterday, and we need you guys to come back.
Okay.
I don't know if you have any time today or tomorrow. If you have time either day, it would be stellar, but the beam was actually put in upside down.
Oh, gosh. Okay, yep, I'll put you in here for noon on Friday.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Or I won't talk to you later, but see ya.
Well, if all goes well, you won't have to talk to her tomorrow. Okay.
That's not the best, but that's pretty good. So today, me and Brandon are gonna repair the sunroom, and then we can actually build the entire roof of the sunroom.
Okay.
I doubt we'll get that done today, but we can start working on it.
Okay.
And so that'll give us something to do today. And then tomorrow, we'll climb up and take all the nails out of the beam, and they'll show up at noon, and we'll take it out, flip it around, throw it back in,
Oh.
and then we'll be done with cranes, hopefully. This has been really hard. This is like a really tough thing. I mean, not just the stress of having to set the beam, and like it's just like a frantic day when that has to happen. Then we put it in upside down, but then when the beam fell and destroyed the wall, that was devastating too. So trying to keep a positive attitude. We're pushing forward. Today's a new day. We're gonna have a new wall because we're gonna repair it, and then we're gonna start working on the roof. Let's get going.
Do you ever feel you don't get out what you're putting in? All your hopes and efforts are all in vain.
Now that I think some of the shock is starting to wear off, I keep thinking about how we have to have the crane come back to do it all over again, and how hilarious it is that we installed this beam upside down.
Not hilarious at all. Allie.
It's actually devastating.
It's
But it is
devastating,
pretty
but it's
funny.
like, that is just like the cherry on top. That's hilarious.
It's undoubtedly one of those things that we'll all laugh about in a few years, but right now is rather upsetting.
I feel just like so mentally and physically exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know exactly how you feel. The whole like physical and mental and emotional, and
Oh, you know
if
how
there's
I
any
feel?
other type of exhausted that you can be, I would be that too.
Oh man. It's okay. Everything's good. We're happy. We're healthy. We're safe. We're really lucky, and we're really grateful for that.
And I don't know if I told you guys or not, but our structural engineer called and said you definitely need to flip the beam over. So we were kind of playing with like the maybe we don't have to, and we absolutely have to. So
Cool.
in the next installment, you guys will see us flip the beam.
But better to be safe than sorry. We're going to do it slow. We're going to do it right. It's going to snow on us, and that's okay.
It's not okay, but there's nothing we can do about it.
Great.
Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed coming along on today's adventure. The biggest disaster we've ever had on the property to date, but things are looking up. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you show us by giving us a big thumbs up on the video. Consider subscribing to our channel if you haven't already.
Thank you again to LL Bean for sponsoring today's video. Click the link in our description to check them out.
And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Adios.
All your hopes and efforts are all in vain. Who will pick you up when you've lost everything?